Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at He Who Fights with Monsters, Issue 4. This is a 5-part miniseries from Ablaze, written by Francesco Artibani, art by Werther, Dell, Edera, colors by Giovanna, Niro, letters by A Larger World Studios, Troy Peteri. I have cover A by Werther, Dell, Edera, and Giovanna, Niro, edited by Kevin Kettner, managing editor Rich Young. Cover's actually the best one so far, and that's not saying a lot because it's still kind of boring. Plus it's issue 4, it's kind of hard to jump in so close to the end of the series, but the cover is pretty good. It's definitely the best one so far. So after the cliffhanger ending of last issue, we find out what happened when the Resistance went after the German entourage, and we see for the first time the golem go into action. Now the Germans don't really believe the only survivor, or they do, and that's even more frightening, but the golem and his allies were able to save the puppeteer's daughter, and she insists on going home to her father, but they disappear quickly thereafter. And this action they did only brings the Germans down even more heavily on the locals, and they start really looking very hard for this so-called giant that they've heard about. Meanwhile, Radek is gathering up some more mud in what might be an attempt to make more golems, and the Germans have put the word out that there is a massive reward for anyone with information as to where the Resistance might be, and they have upped this goal in Yassel's presence, that's the golem, is worth a million crowns, and one cast member appears to be getting very, very greedy. We're left with a cliffhanger ending that does not look good for the Resistance. There's also a preview for Laura, #1, which looks really boring, and the art looks very well done for the style it's in, but it doesn't look like it's anything I'm going to be interested in. This story had pretty decent art for the style that it's in as well, but it's only okay. It's not my favorite. I don't hate it, I just don't really love it. But the artist has a really good sense of proportion and angles, so it's really well done in that regard. The story's been really good. It's not going to be for everyone. It's not an action story. It's just sort of a fable, and I've been liking it quite a bit, so I'm looking forward to seeing how the story wraps up. So I will recommend this, but only if you're going to read the entire thing. So I'd probably recommend just getting it in trade. It's going to be out, I think the hardcover comes out in April of 2022, and that might be the best way to read it, because it really doesn't look like it was meant to be broken down into chapters, and it would probably flow a lot better as a single story as opposed to little sections. So I would say try and get it in a collected format rather than picking up and hunting down the single issues. You'll get a much better story experience that way than you would reading the individual issues. That's gonna do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description for our various support methods, and as always, we hope to see you on the next one.